Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the High School Sports Beat brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. It's time now for the High School Notebook brought to you by Dunkin. America runs on Dunkin. And joining us this week once again, Matt Trabold. Matt, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me on.
Matt, time to talk hoops, and let's talk about some of the teams we look forward to seeing this year coming up. And starting off, of course, Irondequoit. Some graduating talent there, but a lot coming back too.
Absolutely. And a year ago, they were a heavy hitter. Had a tough loss, a couple games in the sectionals. Some people might have thought they would have gone further than that, but season as a whole, pretty big team. Like you were mentioning a second ago, they graduate a few big guys, a bruiser down low, Pat Thomas, Josh Stenglein, who was good both ways, and their point guard, Freddie June, also the quarterback on the football team. But I was at a scrimmage of theirs against Bishop Kearney on Wednesday morning. I don't think they're going to skip a beat. They handily beat the team from Kearney. Even though they didn't have Miles Rose, it was still a very big win in terms of how many points they beat them by. And I think they should be one of the heavy hitters this year again, because Keenan Robertson, last year as a sophomore, he's a 6'4" kid, had some pretty big games around those veteran starters, but this year, starring role, I think he is a major candidate to be one of the best guys on a team in Section 5 around that player of the year kind of caliber kid. And you just add to that a couple other good returners. Two of them, Connor Schaefer, and then the mustachio Luke Melodona bringing the ball up for him, taking over those reins at the point guard spot for Freddie June. And they bring in a guy that really infuses a lot of speed into the lineup in Amari Smith from Virtus Charter, a transfer there. So I think they're going to be a very big bopper.
Let's talk about another one of the big boppers, Uprep, coming from the city. Again, always loaded. Looks like they are the same this year.
Yeah, I mean, a year ago, they were a pretty low seed, even though that schedule of theirs was pretty tough, so they probably should have been a little bit higher. But they beat Hilton early on, the #1 seed, and they get all the way to championship weekend against McQuaid there. And very good, but they have a big loss. On top of that, graduation-wise, they're do-everything guy, star in terms of Section 5 as a whole, and Ja'Kai Lucas. He moves on, but even with a huge loss like that, I think they could easily be the top team, top roster, at least on paper, in Section 5. They return the high-flying trio of Kayshawn Ross, Naz Folks, and Christian Edwards. And they add into that, this is the big key, Greece Athena's best player, Melvin Council Jr., he comes over, and the best player for Franklin recently, and Brandon Moore. So they have a couple huge transfers on top of that. So I think they are going to be really someone to watch. I think they showed it early on. They started the season on the road. They nearly lost, or it was a very narrow loss to the best team out of Buffalo, arguably. In Park School, they have a 6'11" kid getting offers from guys like Oklahoma down low. And even though they don't have a lot of front court players on this UPrep team, they held their own. They're going to be something to watch.
All right, should be a fun year. Always is fun once the hoops start going. All right, we're back with more of the High School Sports Beat brought to you by Alfred State College right after this.